Okay, welcome back, guys. I guess before we jump right into the video, I'm doing things a little bit differently with this one. Um, I'm always I always want to try to experiment a little bit to try to do things a little bit differently. I don't really feel like I talked enough about the video game the last time, or in the first episode of this. And it's a shame because I actually used to really like this game a lot. I used to rent it, and it's one of those games that um, I think going back to what I was saying about like Pilot Wings in the Gunstar video that I was doing. It was just one of those games that I wish that I owned as a kid. I would have played it just all the time, but I used to rent it a lot, and I remember one of the things that I think it advertised either on the box itself or it was definitely in some of the Nintendo magazines is I think the cartridge had like a special chip in it, and even on the Nintendo 64 version, like obviously the CD-ROM version of the game. I think it was on floppy disk too. I can't remember, but obviously the CD-ROM version of the game was was really really had really high quality music, and it's a LucasArts game. They were constantly just making just great games, especially around this time period. They had made Star Wars Dark Forces, which featured Kyle Katarn, another really badass guy, really badass protagonist. A lot like Dash Rendar. I wouldn't be surprised if they came from like a maybe the same like character sheet, like maybe even both were designed by the same guy. I don't know. I don't really know too much about a lot of the extra canonical lore of Star Wars, even from around that time. And I feel like that's kind of the extra canonical lore that belonged to me. All right, so anyway, I figure we can just go ahead and jump right into this. I actually typed down some notes that I can talk about. I wanted to talk about the music and the sound thing first because I think I touched on that in the last video, and I just kind of my brain went somewhere else. So I wanted that to be the first thing that I mentioned, and it's not like anybody's watching these videos anyway. And I'll just have like a I don't know, like a static picture of Dash Rendar box art to go over me talking here. Anyway, I've been talking for almost 3 minutes and we haven't even gotten into the game yet, so let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to time this here real quick so I can get myself synced up for when I'm fixing this up in my software. Alright, so 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, this is stage 3 technically. I don't think you can hear what Lebo says even if I fucked with the audio correctly and had everything go. I think even just the raw audio that I was recording, because I recorded this using Fraps, I think even the raw audio that I recorded, you can't even hear what Lebo is saying, but you can see what he's saying in the little text box if you just want to go back and read it. I have a feeling that I was better at these stages as a kid, because doing this now just feels very disorienting. I remember playing this stage a lot as a kid. I think I liked it. I don't really know how I feel about it now. It certainly is what it is, and there's definitely there's definitely better rail shooter sections in games. I think both back then and now. I think I actually die here. If you destroy the red meteors, you get a challenge point. I think it acts as like a challenge point because it basically just distracts you from taking out the TIE fighters. And what's weird is I mostly remember fighting TIE bombers, and I think that you have to fight the TIE bombers more if you don't focus enough on the TIE fighters. If you're sitting there taking out the TIE fighters, then you have to fight the TIE bombers more. I could be wrong. I did a couple of practice runs of this mission, and I do remember the first couple of practice runs that I did of this. I remember fighting the TIE bombers early. I don't know if it's an RNG thing or I really don't know what it is. This is pretty cool though. I think the Outrider, which is Dash Rendar's ship, it's iconic. It's totally awesome. I wish I would have had a toy of the Outrider as a kid. I think I honestly kind of like the Outrider a little bit more than Millennium Falcon, but I had like a Lego Millennium Falcon, and I also had like a toy one. But I mean, in a lot of ways, like, the Dash Rendar is totally a ripoff of Han Solo, but I mean, it's a good ripoff. I mean, this is Star Wars. You're going to have lots of smugglers. You're going to have lots of people, you know, acting as mercenaries and acting as sort of like a, you know, jobby kind of guys. You know, working in between, you know, working for themselves, essentially, on their own side. Working for the Rebellion or working for the Empire. As a matter of fact, this whole arc here from Empire Strikes Back, which is this game takes place during Empire Strikes Back, basically. You know, you got like the Empire. You got the Empire out. You know, they put in a fucking bounty on Han Solo's head because they can't catch him themselves. I always thought that was like such a cool thing. We touched on in the movie. Like, Han Solo is so badass that Darth Vader has to hire fucking bounty hunters to go after him. And it kind of stands to reason, too, because, I mean, even in the first movie, you know, Jabba's got Greedo coming after Han, and then Han just fucking just shoots his ass. I mean, clearly Han has been in situations like this before. He's clearly done what he's had to survive. And so is Dash Rendar. Dash Rendar has got himself a Chewbacca kind of a figure too. I mean, everybody needs a co-pilot, I guess. Everybody needs a right-hand man. He's got an android named Lebo. He was the guy that I was mentioning earlier. He kind of does all the boring stuff, or the stuff that's necessary for plot convenience, I guess. Alright, looks like we made it to the end of the mission and we only died once. Well, what do you know about that? Let's see, it took us 5 minutes. We got 2 challenge points. Ain't so bad, ain't so bad. Sorry about the quality of the video, by the way. I'll go ahead and just let this play. Oh man, am I still recording? Oh, thank God. I had an endless jest moment there. Oh man, we get to see our antagonist. This is really cool. I never got to see these cutscenes as a kid, because I didn't play the game on PC. I hope it picks up the audio from this. That was Lord Shizor. And jump cut coming up here. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, definitely had to practice this. Even though this level really isn't as hard, I think as people say. I think the difficulty in this game is something that I see a lot of people touch on, and it's really weird because I used to love playing this mission as a kid. I mean, obviously I got my groove with it again pretty quick. I think I only practiced this level maybe like 3 or 4 times, and I actually went and wanted to practice. You fight IG-88 at the end of this, and as a proper follow-up boss battle to the ATST. IG-88's decently challenging. He's really not that hard to beat if you know what you're doing. I could barely ever beat him as a kid. I think I either used like cheat codes or I just got lucky. I did beat this game on, I think, on easy mode as a kid. This is on medium difficulty. Maybe I'll go back through and try to beat it on Jedi at some point. I've never tried to beat it on Jedi before. I have beat it on easy mode, I think, as a kid. If it wasn't on easy mode, it was... I mean, I wouldn't have been able to tell what difficulty it was on. But later on, I did beat this on N64, like, as a teenager. On, like, medium difficulty or hard or something. It's been a long time. And I messed around with it. I messed around with this version, the PC version, a little bit too, but not really seriously. Like, I wasn't trying to beat it. Like, I was just putting in cheat codes and messing around, and mostly just wanted to look at the levels and stuff like that. There is an option to turn the mist off, by the way. The mist is in the N64 version. It's kind of there for, I think, rendering purposes. I think it would have made your machine run a little bit better back in the day if you turned the mist on. Yeah, once you kind of know what trains to stay on and what trains you can and can't jump on, like that train that's directly there on the left there, don't get on that one. Not a whole lot of enemies in this level, a lot of flying enemies, and you have like automatic targeting, so they're pretty easy to take out. You could even take them out from far away like I'm doing right here. Yeah, pretty easy win all around. Just as long as, you might have to play it a few times just to kind of know like what carts to stay on and which carts to jump on. There's a little, I think, some like that little cart right there with the robot on there. You can jump down there and get an extra life and jump back up. It's really tricky, but yeah, that one's gonna run right down into the sludge. And I think they just put that extra life there as sort of like a newbie trap. Unless you're really, really good and have played this game a lot and can really know when to jump and know when to jump back on that portion. Because the controls can be in this game are really floaty. They're actually much worse and much floatier on the N64. And I use the phrase "much worse." Not really. I mean, I guess compared to modern games, the controls in this game are probably not very good at all. I wouldn't really know. I don't really play a lot of newer games. I'm probably missing out on a lot, but whatever. I think this game is fine. I actually did write down some notes. Not a lot of melee enemies on the carts here. I guess that kind of tracks. And they didn't really seem like they did much with Dash outside of this game. I think he might have been in a few novels. I think I die here. I think coming up. I think I die like twice. Which sucks because I think the last practice run I did for IG-88 before I recorded this, I don't think I died at all. I wanted to try to beat IG-88 just using the laser cannon, but there's some secret missiles you can get when you fight IG-88 that pretty much make the fight easy. Essentially, what IG-88 does is, I think it's coming up right here is where I die. IG-88 will chase you, and there's these areas. I guess I'll talk about it once I'm there. Talk about it more, I guess. Yeah, pretty much those little flying saucer enemies are like the only things that really hurt you. And this is where I die. There's actually a funny little animation. If you don't die like that, you can fly. Not fly. You can fall off and just kind of flail around. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so when you're jumping from cart to cart, you kind of have to. This is what I was trying to get at earlier before I got sidetracked. Because of how floaty Dash is, and because of the nature of the carts turning and stuff, Dash will jump, and he doesn't sort of maintain his momentum, like his directional momentum, in the same way that the train might be turning, which I guess is, is logical. But yeah, you have to be wary of that. And there are places where there are straightaways on the track, or where the train slows down, like right here. Like you can even hear the, you can kind of hear, it might not be able to pick it up too good here, but you can even hear like the cart slamming on brakes, and I think that sound effect of the cart slamming on brakes is something that they use a lot in this game, and they use it in a bunch of other LucasArts games too. I think they use it in Episode 1 Pod Racing, and I think I remember it being in Battle for Naboo as well. I got that game on PC, and I'm trying to get it to work, but I can't quite get it to work. I actually, when I was practicing this, I had a little bit of trouble on this part for some reason. I have no idea why. I think the first time I did it, I just forgot to I just didn't know that there was another hover train to the left. I didn't look or something. I think I went to the other side of it. Got ourselves a cutscene here. IG-88 is pretty cool as a boss. I like his design. You know, I wonder if IG-88 was always an android, or if he's like a sentient droid, or if he was once like a living creature that put like his brain or his soul into a robot body, and that's how he became like a bounty hunter. I don't know. I need to learn more about the IG-88 lore. So this is what I was talking about with the corridor thing. You can just kind of lure him into the corridor, shoot him, and run away. That's pretty much the strat on this one. There's some seeker missiles up here. He's about to catch me off guard, I think. Yep, right behind me there. Almost killed me. But there's some health, and there's some seeker missiles. If you hit the W key, there you go. You get some seekers, and I hit him with a few shots here. And I died. Yeah, once he gets you with that pulse cannon, it's pretty much over. Pulse cannon is one of the strongest. It's one of the strongest weapons in the game. You can actually get it for your blaster. It's another cool thing about Dash. He's got like a his blaster is kind of like a weird multi-tool. I don't think that Han's blaster could do the same thing, although they seem to both have the same one, the one that kind of looks like the Mauser broom handle. I didn't bother checking to look, but oh yeah, and there's fall damage in this game too. I think at one point I wanted to say that there wasn't any fall damage. Okay, so this is the point at which IG-88 starts running away from you. I used to think that it was at 50% health that he runs away, but I don't really think it's so much that he's running away. It's really more like he gets locked into sort of a cyclic pattern of running around the stage instead of chasing you. But I think that if he sees you, he will go after you. Like, he's going to go after me here. Yeah, he's going to go after me here. I want to say that I died one more time. I don't think so, though. I want to try to see if maybe I can beat him without dying. Just do the whole stage. I'd like to be able to beat the whole game without dying. All in all, this stage really isn't that bad. Not really that big of a leap up in difficulty from the Echo Base. From the Echo Base level. IG-88 is a little bit trickier than the ATST battle. I mean, comparatively, it's a lot trickier, but it's not too bad. I remember watching James and Mike play this for James and Mike Mondays. They seemed like they were having a lot of trouble. I think at one point they even turned the difficulty down to easy to try to beat not only this stage, and he's beaten not only this stage, but I think they used it to beat and let's see what we got here. Yeah, it took me longer the last time, and I actually got 3 challenge points. Where the fuck are all these 12 challenge points? Because I don't remember seeing that many. And how in the hell do you get them? That'd be a fun thing to kind of delve into. Alright, and I think this is the part of the video where I sort of just let it run for a second. I think I was trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to keep my old one, and I think I just kept my old one. Yeah, I just kept my old one. And we're going to save the rest of that cutscene for the next thrilling installment. Now, for the next one, we're going to be tracking Boba Fett down to Gaul. And I think this next level, the Gaul spaceport, is pretty much where the difficulty actually starts kicking in gear with this game, and I'm pretty sure that the next level is going to kick my ass one way or another, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.